Hey Gwenters, welcome back for another episode of Gone Gwenting. Today we are going to be highlighting a problem that I'm hoping to share with CDPR as quickly as possible. That problem is with War Elephant. So this deck I have been loving, been getting some pretty good wins with it. It's a lot of fun to play, but it has this terrible issue of whenever it is supposed to be utilizing crew, it's not working, and it is also not damaging the units next to it, which some of you might be saying, oh, why is that a big deal? It's a big deal with Immortals and Cadweni Cavalry. And CDPR, since I'm sending this to you already anyway, I do want to make one incredibly important suggestion. Please, please, please add keyword soldier to Cadweni Cavalry. Why aren't they a soldier? They need to be a soldier. They need to be a soldier with Elephant. And they just should be a soldier anyway with Bellahoon and others. I mean, they're cavalry. They're in a fight here. They're in a war. I mean, they're a soldier. And it's not like we restrict night tag status without being able to share that with soldier, because that's not true. I'll show you a few examples. Donimir, Reynard, Selkirk, Gregoire. A lot of these are just knights. That's true. But we do have others down here. Importantly, Redanian Knight, who is tagged as Human Soldier Knight, right? So Redanian Knight has amazing synergy with Bellahoon. I would say even more than Cadweni Cavalry. So it's not like we're trying to avoid some major issue here. But that, in my opinion, needs to be fixed ASAP. Anyway, with that said, let's jump right into this. I just recorded a video and I'm having to re-record this because I didn't draw Elephant. I drew like literally every other card in my deck because of Amphibious Assault, but not Elephant. I would also like to thank your CDPR for creating the first useful warfare card outside of reinforcements. I mean, I'm probably still going to have to film a diatribe on Runeword versus Tourney Joust and how we complained about Northern Realms getting screwed. That card is a really good example of just how screwed Northern Realms does get much of the time, right? Like, I love playing Nilfgaard as much as the next guy, but there should be a little bit better parity between those cards. You can't give a remove shield and damage and then also allow it the reverse boost, which is better than Runeword, right? Like, Runeword should at least have like remove shield and do bleeding at a minimum. That should be available. But I think that those should be fixed. But that's just me. I digress. Let's focus here. We need to get a tree. We need to get our elephant here. So I'm just thinking Treant here because that's what he's likely to play. Not super worried about poisons, though I could be proven wrong. And we'll go one more. There we go. All right, we got it. All right, so we have him. I'm going to try to win this game just because also I think this is a helpful and instructive video on how you can use this new expansion to do some major damage with Northern Realms cards and how you don't need to forget about some of your favorite buddies. You can do some really fun things with these new synergies. So I actually don't mind playing Elephant earlier than Ragnar. Ragnar plays for more points right now because he works correctly. And Elephant does not work correctly. You also, until they fix this, you don't want to play Immortals with War Elephant because he doesn't do damage to them, so he doesn't remove their shield. So they are much less useful in that regard. Igni also plays really well against Hamadryads. They tend to play their big nasty right away. So since they already have her out, I'm anticipating he's going to be playing his Mystic Echo. And I am in favor of not letting that become too much of a problem. We just want to keep one of these Immortal Cavalry and this siege support for the Elephant. As such, I think we'll actually go for Vandegrift here. And I love Reinforcements plays really well with Immortal Cavalry. Notably, these guys are soldiers, unlike Caravan Vanguard. So I know a lot of people love Vanguard because they play for 9 points. Secret, if you play Ragnar, these guys, they don't play for 6, they don't play for 9, they play for 12 points. Totally worth it. This deck does utilize neutrals too. And if I was actually more of a lucky person than I am right now, I would have drawn Squirrel and I would have made them rue today that they dropped down that Echo card. However, we are not so lucky. It is Mystic Echo though, so we are still going to be able to burn a nature card from his graveyard. So that at least is working out for us. I actually do think here we do want, let's do this elephant play. Let's just get it out here. If this doesn't work out for me, so what? Oh, what? Let's flip the Lamp Gem first. It's always good to make them think you have Visigared. I think it always kind of like changes what they play in the order that they play their cards. So he had to go for Fov to get that too. I liked that. So one other thing, I love that Nautilus actually has a use as a tutor, but there's not a good tutor for monsters, which is why I think Naglfar is really kind of like, and Ardgaith is unreachable, right? So I think that those two cards could use a little bit of work, but that's just me. All right, so yeah, you can see he's worried about the boost here. I, however, am not. All right, I think we're just going to drop down this Immortal Cavalry. They do play well with Adalia, so normally I would have saved them to make sure we have one in hand with Adalia and for Ragnar, but we are making a video that has a purpose here today in hopes to get this deck changed, to get this deck fixed, and to do a little bit better. I will note, though, he is going to hit 20 points on this front row, so I would love to take him deep and then just obliterate him with Igni as well, but I think that's ultimately going to be unnecessary. Yeah, he's just focused on reducing my boosts. Alright, so here we go. Let's do this in slow-mo. We get War Elephant down, Siege support to give it this boost. Now, what it should do damage to each of those cavalry. It should boost it should boost itself by 8 points for each of them and remove those shields. It's not going to do either of those things. It's going to just boost itself by 8 total points to 16. So that's clearly broken. Please fix this, CDPR. That is, I mean, that's an additional 8 points we're missing out on just in this play. Now, if I had played Immortals, that's an additional 10 points I'm missing out on. And it's even more important, and it's the whole reason I removed Viraxis from this deck, because he's useless with War Elephant, because resetting its ability is not nearly as powerful as, per se, like doing a Knights of Legend deck with Selkirk, right? So I really, this should be a pretty quick fix. I think that we're gonna see it. I think that it's gonna make us all happy, but it is just something that's annoying, and it is something I hope that gets fixed soon. So now the question is, like, how hard does this guy want to go, and how much fun can we have with him? I think I'm kind of done here, to be honest with you. The question is, are we going to see a Hamadryad next round? If we can get Ragnar, which, so this is important, and as we finish up this video, if you are CDPR and you're watching this for how to fix it, thank you. Your job is done. We're going to continue just talking about this deck. Ragnar is tutorable with Amphibious Assault, so which is tutorable with our boy Nautilus. So I think we'll use that here. We'll just destroy that Hamadryad. We'll take the lead, and if we get Ragnar, we should be able to bleed him next round pretty hard. Oak Critters are one of the few kind of like really reliable damage-based units that they're going to be willing to spend on shields. So can we just talk about how, like, whose thumb is that? How big is this animal? I can't remember who it was yesterday. It was like, check out premium for Oak Critters. No, seriously, check it out. It's totally worth your time. You know the thing that other people always forget about, because he's just like, he's there, and he's not that many points. He didn't do anything crazy, but his Vandegrift. It's like, he's got to play he actually has to play a 6-point card right now in order to stay in this match without going under. I mean, he's at 8 cards though, so he probably wouldn't mind using a little bit of juice. All right, we can get a shield up on Kedwenny's. I would really like to see Immortals, and there they are. Now Adalia would have made that perfect, but that is fine with me. All right, I think Damn Sorceress and Immortals go really well together. Just a little bit worried about Trained Hawk. Not the end of the world. Lady of the Lake probably would have made this perfect. Really bummed about not getting Nautilus or Amphibious Assault, but you know, that's the luck of the draw sometimes. So Immortals, here's another key about Immortals. And I hope it stays this way, CPR, don't fix this. Note that here it shows shield, they start with shield. Melee, whenever this unit loses shield, boost self by 2. At the end of your turn, gain shield. If they get pushed back to the ranged row and then get damaged, they will still get their shield back. So, just totally worth noting that they can be a brutal play for just having perpetual shield, which is why I think if you have Immortals and you have not added Ragnar, you are doing yourself a disservice. Ragnar and Immortals alone, right? 15 provisions. You just play them 1-2, wham bam. You got 6 points out. You're gonna boost himself by 2. And then we are also going to boost Ragnar up by 3. So Ragnar goes to 7, Immortals goes to 8. Kind of like reversed their provision count, but they do equal that 15 points. Just the 2 of them. That's it. All done. Happy. Singing together. Singing those happy songs. Alright, we're going to go Immortal Cavalry here. I expect to see some symbiosis. Probably a young, abandoned girl. I think we're probably going to see next. He does miss out on Wrath of Broccolon. Ugh, I'm kicking myself here, though. Like what I wouldn't have given for Swirl, right? We can kill off a Fledgling with Anseus. Alright, cool. The Figus boost, I think, is pretty genius, to be honest with you. Kedwenny's play for 6 points with Ragnar as well as Immortal Cavalry, so I think you just do whatever floats your boat. If you want to diversify your points a little bit better, then you might want to use Kedwenny Cavalries as your extra. I'm not super worried about it. I do think here, though, I'm just trying to peter this out for as long as possible. Interesting to see what he does with Dumka. If I was him, I'd just like leave it. This boost is pretty awesome. Like, she's Hawker Smuggler on roids, right? I mean, they come with 4 base, but no armor. They don't boost, they don't have this damage ability. So she can just like play out there, linger around, have a good time. I think we'll just break these up. Look, we haven't even done like a point slam yet, and he's having a little bit of trouble keeping pace. So, question is whether or not can we pull this off in one turn. I don't know, but we are focused on getting that elephant play out. So this is kind of like use it or lose it at this point. So I'm wondering if we just save on Sayas. We're gonna want to play Ragnar down first anyway to boost Ragnar and boost these other units. This is a smart play. Too bad it's not boiling oil though, right? It's boiling oil there would have actually purified both of them. So he's up by 10. We're about to reverse his fortunes. Strip all those off. Ragnar goes to 21. We have 1, 2, 3 boosted units. And Sayas would be our final play. It's kind of a question of like, what does he have left? He's got Waters of Broccolon, using Grimm's Council. I think we're just going to pass here, save the leader ability, see what he does. And then if we want to use Anseus to wipe off somebody, we can. Yeah, I would think probably Ethne. Yeah, that's a good card. So he does have to play one more to catch back up. He's going to make the decision of whether or not he cares about card advantage. I'm not super worried about the symbiosis tag. And I'd like to see him play one more card. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm not going to have him... No, I'll have him do it. Why not? But actually, we're going to do this first. We'll play Valyrian Scytheman first. And then we'll do it. Alright, he's got to make up 23 points. Doable. He's not getting that passive boost in hand, though. So he's going to have to play some cards that are shaping nature. I really wanted to squirrel that, as you guys saw before. He doesn't have Hamadryad. If you have a Hamadryad, you can just go to work with that boost by 5, give 5 vitality. And they boost themselves by 1 with the vitality and an additional 1. Kind of broken card combo, to be honest. I think the good reflexive one of that blue striped scout for Northern Realms, and I'd also say I always forget what they are. It'll come to me. Alright, well, we got him to use his leader ability. He had to dig deep for that one, so that's at least good. Now I get last say, and it's just kind of heads up for points, right? Like, he already used Ethne. He already used Figus. I don't know what other big plays I would expect. He almost got row-locked out of this win here. He almost lost that round. Do you see how close that was? I mean, we were down a card, and he got final 2 card say in that round. Yeah, so I think that might have ended up being worth it. Yeah, here we go. Now he shows up. And he already played. The only other card you really want to use this for to prevent the replay is that Treant, right? Where is it? It's somewhere. We'll find it later. Ah, here it is. Forest Protector. But you can only have one. It's gold, so no reason to keep him around. No reason to have him. Yeah, I anticipate. I don't think we saw the Purify. Yeah, I mean, it's a druid as well, so. And then I think we'll just play these 2 ranged. Lady of the Lake, I don't really care about the shield. And like, if he wants to spend to kill Redanian Archer, then I mean, it's only gonna get me 2 more points, I guess. So. I'd rather him do that than give himself, because he gets you 1 point per turn, but if he spends on Vitality, then he's going to get 2 points per turn. He's only going to get 2 more times, so I think we're still going to be able to carry this with Lady of the Lake, but it's going to be close. So we're just going to have to see what his final play is. There's nothing we're going to do about her. So these play for the same number of points. So actually, I'll just go Lady of the Lake just in case shield is useful for anything whatsoever. But she can't get hit. Poison's not gonna do him any good. Gord. Ever faithful Gord shows up. Wow, that's a nice play. And Gord is like, what, he's 7? Yeah, Gord's pretty nice. But look, CDPR, if you're still watching, please fix Elephant. You know, and Immortals should have this same playability with top point cap as Herald Gord does. They just don't, and especially because of that elephant issue. Though I will say you can actually use Redania, Kedwini Revenants to proc that shield. You can also use Lyrian Arbalists to proc that shield. Just make sure it says damage a unit, not damage an enemy unit. But that's it for today. Again, I would have played this deck much differently. I will wait until CDPR fixes War Elephant. I think you can imagine what War Elephant could have done to just separate ourselves from that bleed round in second round. I mean, Ragnar played for 25. Elephant would have added substantially to that cap had we saved it to use that round. And again, we could have just played it, just 2 cards, slap down Elephant, slap down those Immortal Cavalry, and if you use Amphibious Assault to do it too, there are 6, so the first one will actually go to 6 points, so he plays for 9, smash that, 33 points on the board, not much they can do about it. You will sail off into the sunset, and even if they use Igni, you're still going to stay ahead. So, anyway, lots of fun things that we should and could be able to do with War Elephant, hoping to get that fixed soon. I'll make more videos, and we'll be able to get out there and keep on glinting.